Guys, I apologise for the delay. Little few technical issues there. I hope you can hear me okay, and that is working. Yeah, no, I had to go and pick up the wonderful Lucy from college. So for a few minutes late, she's over there annoying me as usual. But no, I'm here, guys. So sorry, I do apologise that I've kept you all waiting. So there was a little bit of confusion on my part. I thought today we were testing the raid targets, and as it happens, we are actually testing the raid prizes, which I guess is cool. I guess it's cool in some ways for those that are looking to check out the prizes. And tomorrow we'll stream the targets. A TSM may be streaming the targets. Well, I'm not sure if he'll be back in time, but I know he wanted to, and he has got some pretty decent subs built. So maybe that will be a good option. But in the meantime, I would just let's take a look at the prizes then. Of course, let me just say before the stream even starts that the prizes are of course subject to change, and in fact many times they do change. So whatever we see here could be completely different when it comes out in the raid, which was confirmed to be 16th, I think, which is 2 weeks. 2 weeks today. 2 weeks today, is that correct? There should be some.
Just checking out.
Lucy is checking if we have sound. I'm sure someone would have said if I didn't have sound by now. Do I have sound, guys? Yeah? No?
It's the adverts just now.
You can skip the adverts, can you?
No.
Damn you adverts. Yeah, so it looks like it's a missile hole. Anyway, let's go into the prizes. Let's guess an easy way for me to bring them up would be to go into the screen.
Yes, sir.
Sound and video working. Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys. Appreciate that. Sorry. Yeah. Maybe the 13th. I may have got that wrong. I'm not 100% sure. It's 2 weeks today. So whatever that date is. Let me get my magical little calendar, which is just down here. Yeah, 2 weeks would be like a weekend probably. It would be a Sunday. So yeah, it actually is the 13th. You're correct. So we've got 2 weeks now to look at this. So the new prizes. Let's start off with a special. I've already won this. Normally, when you come into these previous servers, you have to quickly win the prizes in the Forsaken mission. That's just a quick way you grab them. So if anyone's wondering what the hell's going on, but. There it is. So it's an advanced guidance system. We did release this on Tuesday's show, guys, but here is the actual look of it. Utilising random changes in trajectory, the advanced guidance system adds missile range as well as providing a flak evade bonus. So maybe that suggests to me that the new missile doesn't have any flak evade, which would be its weakness, which would make sense given it's some kind of weakness. Most missiles that come out before now tend to have some flak evade built into them. So perhaps that's the thing on this missile. The tech is Reaver, the whole class is a Conqueror, it's a tier 5, and this special increases your weapon weight by 19%. It gives you a missile range benefit of 30%, the same as all of the other missile specials out there, as well as a flak evasion bonus of plus 50% and retargetable true. Now I do know the new missile already has retargetable true built into it, so I guess this stat added to that just means that it's going to work for other missiles too, perhaps, to give them a bit of laser targeting. Let's move into the missile itself. So the Scoria missile, for once I didn't pronounce this one wrong, I believe. So this is this reverized version of the Blade missile features the Vulture ability, dealing critical damage to opponents with low health. Interesting. So it has a 25% chance of dealing critical damage to an enemy ship that is below 50% in health. So yeah, once you get below that 50% mark, you could find yourself ripped apart much faster. Your base guards and whatnot. So that's very interesting. I wonder if it works on buildings though. That's a thing. You would imagine it would only work on ships. But okay. That's interesting. So the tech is Reaver. It's a tier 5. It's a weapon type missile, a damage type penetrating, and the weight of it is 330 tons, which I think is not too bad. The range is in line with all of the other kind of web missiles of this type. All recent missiles we've seen in the game, which is 76. The damage does 2,250 to ships and 1,687 to buildings. Considering it's designed for a ship that attacks buildings, that's a little surprising. It has lower damage for building damage, but to me that says that Kixeye have already envisioned that we're going to run siege battery free on this, and they're counteracting that increase in building damage. The reload time is 12 seconds and the accuracy is 100%, or is 100, which is very high for any missile. I don't think I've ever seen a missile that has 100 accuracy off the bat, so that's interesting. Let's take a look at the big one, the hull, the Spite. Cobbled together from other missile hulls, Spite offers penetrative reload damage, flak evade, and increased critical damage. It does have some flak evade in it. The hull anyway, not the missile. And increased critical damage. Its overload also increases ballistic, penetrative, and explosive reload rates for the duration. While the Bloodthirst increases deflection, random launch override will fire a splash missile which slows the reload of all enemies in the splash range for a short duration. This hull is fully unreactive, which means that you cannot trigger a boom on this hull. And interestingly, it has a radioactive deflection stat of, is that 100,000? It would seem high, wouldn't it? Let me just count the zeros. Oh, my eyes are going a bit blurry. Yeah, I think that is 100,000. So that's crazy. Well, it means that there's no radioactive. Nothing can touch this. Nothing can touch this hull in terms of radioactive deflection. And its defender handicap is 100%. So interestingly, what it doesn't have is it doesn't have an evade cap. So which means you can put evade on this, and it looks like it's designed to basically drive past your vanquishers very easily. I guess it's a tank. It's a tank for them in some regards. Let's take a look at its movement. Combat speed is 24. Turn speed is 13. Okay, nothing tremendously over exciting there. Repair duration 30 minutes. That's definitely subject to change. Weapon slots 9. Armor slots 3, special slots 6, and the cargo is 5 million. 5.2 million. Let's have a look at the interesting stats. So this is the Bloodthirst ability. It's unreactive, and then Revenge Bloodthirst. It's cold snap immune, yes. It has an explosive deflection of plus 4,000, and a radioactive deflection of plus 0. Don't know why it lists it like that. That's strange. Increased ballistic reload and increased missile reload by 150%. So that's when it's in Bloodthirst, it gets those additional benefits. Now, besides the Bloodthirst, let's take a look at the taking damage triggers an overload. Every 21,000 armor points, this hull has 8,000 armor, it gets an overload effect. So 80,000. So you could get 4, and if you put on 5k of armor, you could get 4 full overloads, I guess, out of it. The overload affects all the ships in the fleet, and duration is 10 seconds. It gives you the weapon salvo plus 200, much like the Grimshine Berserkers we've seen before. The random launch override, it launches a missile, which is a penetrative missile, which has a splash of 40, equal to 2 land tiles, a range of 97, which is pretty high for any missile. It does a damage of 4,000, which is not tremendously high. A reload time of 4 seconds, accuracy of 100, and a reduced reload effect of minus 15%. So anything within that 40 splash is going to get a reduced reload of 15%. And I guess that's stacks. If you had a few ships and they all launched that, I'm assuming that would work. And it cannot work for remote targeting. It cannot be used with remote targeting for that special missile, I'm assuming. Okay, so that's that. That's kind of the general gist of that whole. No missile or explosive deflection, no. In fact, its deflection is corrosive and radioactive only, for the person that just asked that in chat. I did go ahead and build some, although I don't think that using a full fleet like this would be advisable. But what I'll do is I'll open up the shipyard and show you guys quickly what I went for. So here it is. Here's the build I went for. Obviously, the build time is subject to change. I think that the time listed there will probably just be the weapons and stuff. I've decided to put some evade on it because because I can, and I don't feel that I need to use shot plates. So I've gone for some evade to try and give me some evade. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of rushed this build a little bit before the show went on air because I wanted to get something ready, so you guys weren't sort of stood around watching me do it. But I've tried out the new missile in every slot. I've got D5E, siege battery, speed system 5, shielded tactical systems, because I just feel that's such an important stat now in the game. I've gone for the new missile special to increase the range, and then I've increased the damage and a slight buff on my combat speed with the interception system. Don't get me wrong, I'm not. This build could be completely way off. You know, I really don't know at the moment. So let's just take a look at it, shall we? Let's just launch this fleet and maybe go and see what these missiles even do. And then we'll obviously hit some bases, and I'm sure see my base get toasted. I haven't done anything to my base from live game to test server this time around, so there's a good chance I could get smoked left, right, and centre. Anyway, let's just hit a cargo here a minute. I want to see how this missile works. I want to see what it looks like. I'm going to hit a cargo, and then we're going to have a look at hitting some bases. I want to just generally get a feel for it right now. Oh, there's Ren there from the TFC. So maybe we'll get a little hit on Ren. He's a good old sport. Yeah, missile hole this week against. Yeah, that's true. Missile hole this week against missiles. So I don't know who would have fought it. So yeah, and I almost thought that this hole would. I don't know. I mean, the power's there, of course. I mean, it's brutal in that regard. And the way I've got them armoured, I'm getting, what am I getting? 1, 2, 3. I'm only getting 3 or 4 booms there, so I need to adjust that design. Look, I know that, I honestly, guys, I don't think that this hull is like, there's no point building 5 of these and going out and hitting a base. I mean, the hull itself has only got 2 defensive strengths, and that's radioactive and concussive. But for the sake of the show, let's actually go and hit a base with them, so we can so we're not just guessing and we are actually saying something. I'm not gonna. Let's go to TSM, because TSM will kill this fleet. So yeah, let's go here and see what happens here. I don't know if you look at the whole rock paper scissors element of the game now. Yeah, I mean, someone interestingly hit my base before I went live, and they used 1 of these hulls, 1 Fury, and 3 Vendettas, and that was actually a pretty tough fleet. It was Stuart that actually hit that from the base defense page, and it was a tough old fleet actually, and I think that he's probably onto the right idea of how to use this hull. It's designed to be incorporated with other ships. I mean, let's just take, for example, a fleet that uses 3 Vendettas and 2 Furies. Well, those 2 Furies could get mopped up pretty quickly by Vanquishers with D98 or whatever launchers. So a way of countering that is you could say, well, hang on a minute, I'll pull the Fury back, and I'll put the Spite up front and let the Spite sit under the Vanquisher while the Vendettas kill it. And then once that's done, I'll then pull the Spite back and send the Fury back up front. And then, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm getting at? So let's just watch how badly you get ripped apart here by them. That's going to be an interesting test. Wow. Did you see that? That's just unreal. Unreal. So that's an interesting test straight off the bat. Now, what can we test in here, though? Okay. Do you know, let's just do this properly. I don't want to embarrass myself and just let them die in there. But there we go. You can see that literally one volley. Well, I'm under attack already, so at least we're going to get to see these in action. But one volley from Deadeye Executioner ended this hole there. Like, seriously, it was done. So this is a very, very niche hole. Like, at best, I could see one ship, one of these holes going into a combination fleet of mine. Maybe one in with some rets when I'm prepping, maybe one with no weapons on him with some rets for prepping, just to tank up front of the rets to let the rets kill off some vanquishers. Maybe just running one in with a couple of furies and maybe 2 vendettas just to give me enough killing power. Something to tank vanquishers as opposed to using the furies to tank them. I mean, you can see here that this attacker is using 2 of the new holes with 3 vendettas, and it's not pleasant. So it's not really a fun time. Do I not have a garden? Is that what I'm saying right now? I actually do not have a garden.
Hello. You alright?
Yeah, I forgot to put my guard in. It looks like. So that's kind of embarrassing for me. I don't mean for this player. And you could probably actually take my base with just those 3. Because there's no garden, so you should be okay. Can't believe I did that. Painful. So that was a bit of a strange one. I forgot to put my guard in there, guys, so I apologise about that. That's me just being very, very silly. Yeah, not exactly impressive off the bat, but I don't think we've seen anyone use this hole to its potential. I kind of would feel like really disappointed if this hole only was ever needed as one ship. What you need one of these in a fleet, and if that guy is if that guy's got 2 vanks in there, then I'll need it. But in the meantime, I don't need it, and I'll run this. Do you know what I mean? That's just silly. That's just silly. So yeah, is this too nichey to just have a radioactive resistance? So yeah, also guys, I'm trying out these new splash reduction specials. I don't know if you guys have tried them yet. So I've got a couple overlapping. I'm covering some ships. I'm going to see if it works. I don't know. Let's see how that runs. But okay, so and that didn't work out too well. My base's biggest weakness is they look huge on the map, don't they? Yeah, my base's biggest weakness is Furies. Like, Furies hurt, man. Furies hurt my base at the moment, and I'm trying to change it because prior to Furies release, my base never got broke. Never even. The base design I had in prior to Furies was solid, man. It was holding at everything, and now Furies come out and bang, I got smashed about 6 times in the last week. So I'm trying to adjust my base now to be like to be able to hold them too. Keep them connected. Sorry, is everyone getting the stream okay? Yeah. I can't. No.
Okay.
Sorry. Just give me a sec, guys. I need to just mute my microphone for 1 second. What?
Michael and Megan are coming up to get my pass from work. They're not going to come in, they're just getting my pass from work, and then I'm going to drop it down later because Michael's locked himself out of work and not closed any windows. I said to him we couldn't drive up and do it, but I'm the closest person to work to get the
I don't know why you're telling me this, but just taking the passport, no one's coming in the house,
Should
right?
I walk up and give him it?
No, you're not walking up, no, you have to come in and get it, and no one's coming in the house, alright?
Okay.
So, I'm trying to do a stream. Sorry guys, apologise for that. I don't know if you could still hear that or not, but just silly situation going on there. Okay, let me, I do apologise if you did hear me there. I did pull out the mic, but it may not have pulled out. What to do? Okay, let's try out a few things. Okay, we'll grab a Fury. We'll grab 2 Furies, and we'll grab 2 Vendettas. Okay, and this is what I think this hole's for. And we're gonna shove in. Just for the record, guys, I want you to know that I won't be like doing like a 3-hour stream tonight because unfortunately I'm absolutely exhausted. So I'll probably be streaming for. I'll try and give you guys as much as I can, but I do need to sleep. Right, so let's try out this hole, this fleet. Let's try out this fleet and we'll see how it goes. So we know that Deadeye's ripped them apart. I can tell you that a lot of other stuff does too, including ballistics. Let's have a look at the first base on a doorstep. Yeah, I mean, because they only have like corrosive and radioactive resistances, they're kind of fucked. That's the best way I can put that. And I do apologise for anyone that's watching that may not enjoy swearing, but it's the fastest way to summarise that. Without ballistic missile or explosive resistance like that, they're the main 3. They're the primary 3 in my opinion. And then you've got like your new damage types or damage types that are kind of off-ball ones like concussive, radioactive, and corrosive. And as far as I'm concerned, if I was kickside, like I would with these holes, I would have one that has ballistic, explosive, and then corrosive. I wouldn't rule out the 3 primary, which is what I feel they've done with this hole. And maybe they've done it with others and I've just not noticed yet, but they've basically ruled out the 3. Right, well this base has got nothing in it, so shall I just run a spite in and see what happens, guys, just for shits and gigs? Okay, let's do it. I wouldn't ever make a hole and rule out the 3 main damage types, because then it's so easy to, like, as this hole stands right now, it could be the biggest flop of all holes ever made. In my opinion, because it has nothing. It has. If its only strength is to take Vanquisher fire, well, I don't know. I don't know if there's enough of a niche to want to go and play a raid and win a new hole just to be able to do that. Do you know what I mean? Does it have ballistic deflection? Are you saying? Sorry, the real Hitman. Did you say it? Does it have? Does it have? I don't think it had ballistic deflection. So I mean, in this base design, it did have enough. It did have enough strength to run through it with the 2 Deadeyes, or they may even be plain executioners. But really, it was only able to do that because the base was had no guard in it, and it's a very old base. It's not like this is a current or new base design. Do you know what I mean? I mean, if this is a very terrible base, otherwise that wouldn't have happened. And it's only just about killing it, even when parking it. So. No, it doesn't have remote targeting, and you're sure? Oh, let's check it. Let's check if it does have ballistic deflection, Hitman. Then I sincerely apologise, because that's something, I guess that kind of patches into the Fury being weak to ballistics. Do you know what I mean? So then I would swallow some humble pie, I guess. We'll go and double check it. I just seem to think that it only had the 2 stats, but okay. I think. Are you thinking that the deflection it picks up when it's in Bloodthirst? Because I know there was a buff to deflection in Bloodthirst. Okay, I'll probably already been under attack. I mean, it's that type of server where everyone just, yeah, it looks like it. Ooh, did he win? Did he lose? Is he moving off his own steam? It looks like he's dead. It looks like he's dead. Let's record these guys, and let's go and check that out. Looks like we missed a hit, guys, but I tell you what, we can maybe see if we can do some playback, and we'll check out the deflection stats again now, Hitman, just to be sure, because I certainly won't want to put any false information there. Yeah, no, I appreciate. I could be wrong too, there, Hitman. I could be wrong too. So let's look. Let's definitely look. My base was damaged by 0%. Okay. Oh no, it was damaged. It was just glitchy, maybe. Well, let's look at the battle log, shall we? Oh, I can't really do that either because I'd have to minimise and then you would see all of Facebook and stuff. Let's repair. I don't know if playback will work. Like last time I tried to use playback in here, it was abysmal. But that's because it's a preview server, see, so the data and stuff's different. But I'll play it. I'll play it and see what happens. Oh, we should have checked the deflection first. Sorry, man. So yeah, I mean, not overly excited about this hull at the moment. I must be honest. I mean, it's great to see a missile hull. I would have loved to have seen a missile hull that wasn't a Reaver one. I guess we had the Apollo, so. But I mean, for PvP, not PvE. But let's have a look. Okay. So he's got his 5 spites, legendary route, running a new missile. And as we seen a minute ago, that's just not a good idea. I mean, he's already taken a large chunk of loss there, and he hadn't even entered the channel. Oh, that's sore. That is definitely sore, and that I believe that was the Harlock Citadel that did that. That was the Harlock Citadel that gave him super happy fun time, which was of course would do so with 0 explosive resistance. That's exactly what happens when a Vendetta's in your channel. So, yeah, so that's not great. I don't really know what else to say about this hull. The fact that it only has corrosive and radioactive resistances, I mean, means it will get no base in the game. That's the truth of it. Like it's almost borderline useless. So I hope that that's maybe a mistake and they've rushed this one out to be ready for the preview. I don't know. Or maybe I'm not thinking. I need to think outside the ball. Be one with the ball. Okay, let's have a look again. I believe you are correct. It has 14,000 ballistic deflection, my man. So, yeah, no, that's good. Okay, that's a benefit. That is a benefit because it can drive past, drive through gammas, and it can take any ballistic in the game with that deflection stat. So you were right. It has 14,000 ballistic deflection and it has 100,000 radioactive deflection, but still not good. Still not good because who uses ballistics now? Like even ballistics stop Furies, and we still don't use ballistics. Like I have ballistics on my gammas, but they're more there for like the counters as too. Like the Vanquishers are the main appeal. That followed with the Harlock Citadel. So relying on the ballistic weapons in my base is irrelevant. I actually did build a ballista. I built a ballista. I'll show you the ballista. But purely built it because I just wanted to. I thought it was going to be my way of stopping Furies, and it turned out that I didn't need that to do so. So. Yeah, blunderbusses too. I've got a blunderbuss in my base, so let's carry on anyway. Yeah, so I'm wrong. So it has ballistic deflection, which is something. I mean, that's going to help against ballistas, deadeye ballistas, gammas, stuff like that. So that's true. So that was an error on my part to say that it didn't have that. Let's go to TSM's base. I think TSM has changed his base a lot. I absolutely floored him last previous server, but I don't know if I would floor him again. I don't know if what he's running. I'm going to try and come in on a funny angle so I don't get like completely wiped out straight away by his dead eyes. Yeah, TSM is working away. He's been working away this week, which is why he wasn't on the weekly show and he wasn't. He's not streaming right now. But I think he did manage to pop on briefly for 2 minutes just to log in and check over things, and that he got in the server for a second just to look at the prizes. So TSM will hopefully be back tomorrow. I don't know what time he's getting back. He talked about wanting to do a preview tomorrow, which would be good if he could do it, because TSM can do that thing again where he tests all the different subs in the new time. And tomorrow is going to be the target. So, you buggers! Where are they going? Do you know what I mean? Move. Why aren't they moving? See, so that's kind of shite for me, because I've lost. Is he bubbled yet? No, right. Let's get out of there. Yeah, I mean, as you can see, I got on the base with 25% of my fleet gone. Let me see if I can get in there and do that again, because that was terrible. Very laggy in these previews. It always is. Always so laggy. I don't know if it's due to how many players get in and the activity going on, or all the coining, or because it's not as stable as the live game, or I'm really unsure why. Oh, bloody hell. Ooh, my base or this hit. Let's just go to my base first then. Well, you know, what can I do? No, it's not the Fury Dow. It's the new ship, the Spite. This is what we're in here to test today. Yeah, we're in here to test the Spite. Which is the whole. This is the new hull coming out on the 13th of October in the new raid. It's called the Spite. It's a missile reaver hull, and we're just really taking a first glance at it. Although everything in here is subject to change, and I think in some regards this hull will see some changes. At least I hope so. Yeah. So interestingly, my Vanquisher in theory should not be able to even hit that hole. But you know what did hit it was one volley from the Harlock Citadel, which pretty much put an end to 5 or 6 ships there. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. So yeah, a little underwhelming with this one. Hang on, let me. Yeah, I expected remote targeting too. I did, Lucas. And yeah, it's going good, man. It's going good. But yeah, it's yeah, Harlock killed that one. Yeah, Harlock killed that one. So it's disappointing. It's disappointing because it just it's niche. It's so niche. It feels nicher than the other niches. Do you know what I mean? It's a niche to the niche. Vendettas are basically your pack and punch, and then it's your choice between, okay, which tanks do I run up front today? Okay, this base has got this setup. He's got 2 scatterguns, so I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll run this ship up front, the Vendettas will keep pummeling away, I'll send a Fury in, and then once we've got that cleared and by the scatterguns, I'm going to pull the Fury back and I'm going to send a Spite in, so the Spite can take the... In fact, I'm just going to alternate between the Spite and Fury up front, you know, and that's basically the direction of this hull. That's what you're going to have to do to use it. And there's nothing. I actually don't even see another use for it. Like building like 5. Oh fuck! Oh my god. Yeah, building. Someone else has beat me to TSM. Thanks a lot, Captain. That's the one I was waiting for. Building 5 is just irrelevant because like it's a complete waste of time. You're going to build 1 or 2 max. I mean, if you've got a couple of base hitting fleets, then maybe more. You probably could work out other ways to use them. Like you could run a tank up front and put them in behind, and they've got a pretty decent DPS. Did you see the way they tore through those Vanquisher? You know, they could probably work well as a prep fleet to Vanquishers, as long as they were tanked. But again, it's so niche and would be difficult to set up. You would have to rely on being able to set that up. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm a bit disappointed with this one. Don't get me wrong. I don't want an overpowered absolute I win button of a hole. But Carp DM. Hello. Carp DM. So laggy as well. I don't know. I mean, is that really the map speed? Okay, look at that thing. I've rolled out of bed faster than that. Right, let's try this. Yeah, so guys, I'm disappointed. Yeah, I'll show them again, Lucas. I'll show them again. I'll run through it again. As I say, I think that in terms of testing this hull and the new prizes, like it's the shortest test ever. I kind of knew, I felt like I knew what it was about before I went live, so I can't help but feel kind of a little bit underwhelmed. But I'm sure the evil wizards at Kixeye will have some tricks up their sleeves, and they will probably say, well, do you know what, Liam? We're going to give it some other deflection, or we're going to give it something else that's going to make it even cooler than you thought it was going to be. Oh, come on, Carp. That's just a cop-out, Carp. You should have let me have a clean... You should have had your guard in for this bad boy. Don't like that. But, you know what? They'd probably do the same to me, so let's just rock and roll with this. So let's park the beauties up here, and then we'll take what I said I thought this fleet was going to be used for. Actually, no, do you know what? Bugger it. For the way that base is set up, I think we'll just run a Fury in. Just let them enjoy the Fury. Feel the fury. Feel the pain. Yeah, I haven't really had a chance to test my Furies a great deal in my live game because I've been that busy trying to change my base. And I've actually for once tried to do it without spending a great deal, which is rare for me. I know what you're saying. I know what you're thinking. It's rare for me. But yeah, no, I've tried to do it for very low cost. Maybe just small tweaks as opposed to large changes. But until I get hit next, I'm not really sure if I've done good or not. I do like my Fury build though. I think I've got it right, even though I've not tested it a great deal. I think it's right. Be nice I wasn't so laggy. So yeah, I kind of hitting someone with a bad leg. Do you know what I mean? Well, I didn't know. I mean, I did in the previous server stop Furies. Because I'd put like a Man of War and stuff in, but this in the live game I haven't done that. I'm not wasting that kind of money on a Man of War. So yeah, no, I haven't been stopped. I stopped everything until Furies were released, and now I was getting rolled every time. So no, I didn't try the Fury Piranha depth charge either. But I have put some changes onto my guard now, which I feel should help, and I've put in some changes in terms of my layout. I thought I had it right, and then someone come in to my base like this morning or last night, and I mean they did prep me like twice with the same fleet and whatnot. But so what? I mean that's up to them. I was kind of, yeah. I think I'm still going to be a little bit weak to Furies. I put in some changes tonight before the preview server. I put some changes in the live base. So I'll see how the next time I'm hitting. If I've got it right, I'll put a video up in the page for everyone. They do keys, but they're unpredictable, especially if you're AFK. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're offline and you've got a Hellwraith in your base. Well, I know I'd do. I would wait till that Hellwraith surfaces and I've never been a fan of subguards unless they're like fully submerged. Right, my base is under attack again. Let's see if we can maybe see something different this time. I wonder if I'm already dead. I could already be dead, guys. That's what we could be faced with right now. Oh, are they in? Looks like they're in. I don't know. Is he just ran through me with Furies? It looks like that's the plan. Yeah, he tried to run me with Fury, so I guess that just answers your question. But let's watch the playback on that, guys, because I'm interested to see that myself. Because what's in this base is actually in my live base. I haven't changed anything in here, which is something I normally do in the preview servers. I actually change. I'll come in before I go live and just put a few tweaks in, like finish get my turrets to level 7, finish getting this, stuff that I want to do in live game, but I haven't had the time to. But in this time round, I haven't done anything. You see, this is exactly the same as my base in such and such in the real game. Well, let's take a look. That would be interesting. I think maybe he was running a few Furies and maybe one of those ships as a lead. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Hugely disappointed with that ship though. Like the spike would have been good if it come out 2 months ago. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like we're beyond it, but I don't know, maybe not. I'm sure Raken will know something. He will be writing it all down and figuring out how to make me look silly. Eh? I know your tricks. You'll be making this whole super OP'd by raid. Right. Should we look at the playback, guys? I guess we shall. Let's just do the most sensiblest thing first, and that is repair it so it lives to fight another year. Okay. I actually did have a few. Also, with the changes I made to my guide, there was a few tips I had from J-Boy. We were having a conversation, and I said, "Look, what are you doing to stop them?" And he said, "Well, I'm doing this, and I've put this in." And yeah, it was kind of a few bits of information from him as well that kind of helped me get this get the changes in. But I don't think it's finished just yet. I don't think it's right just yet. And for some reason I couldn't remember which building to click there. Well, it could be, mate. It could be Kaizen. Because I won't. Well, it's not. See, they may have a trick up there. They may have something coming that will alter that. They may. What if they said, well, do you know what? Let's put a flagship in there. Let's put something in there that's also going to be a thing. Maybe there's some more campaigns coming. I guess we just don't know. But this whole, it's not exactly a profit winner, is it? Because if you need to build one of them or two of them max to put into your ships, then into your already existing basic fleets as like a see, the thing is, the way Raken's designed the game, and I do like it. He's gone for this rock paper scissors approach, where he wants you to like there to be a tool for everything and for no one to be strong against everything. So he wants, like, say for example, I build my base up to stop this and this, but I'm going to be weak to this, and he always wants that to be a thing. Like the most current hull, you defend to that, and but you leave yourself open to maybe the hull that come out 3 months ago, which makes a lot of sense. That's how it should be. I think you shouldn't be able to stop everything. That's not how a game should be. So I agree with that, but I don't know. Like this whole is just, I don't even know where I was going with that conversation. Like I agree with that approach, but this whole is just, it's just that niche that I just don't even know if it has a place.
You killed it.
That's the new hull I killed. The new hull's terrible.
Oh, is it? I thought it'd be good.
Well, I'll probably get proved wrong. So that's just 4 Furies now blitzing me.
Yeah, it's easy.
And I apologise those watching for the lag. I do apologise for the lag.
Ouch. Did he get you?
Not on this occasion, no. There's a few tweaks and changes in there that seem to have helped. The playback doesn't seem to be quite as true as the live version was. I know sometimes they alternate, but look, he didn't even get 50% with that, so I'm quite happy with that. But that's not to say that someone else might not come in and completely obliterate me. So yeah, so there we go. That was the new whole tanking up front for 4 Furies, which I don't think is the right way to go. I really don't know what the way to go is right now. I really don't. I'm sure someone's going to PM me straight after the stream and say, "Hey Liam, you should have done that," and I will be like completely kicking myself. Do you know? I like that the hole's got a weak point 2 casing, but it's got like loads of weak points. Like, in fact, I don't even. The strong points are scarce. You know what I mean? Like I like that it's not overpowered, but I would say at the moment it's very underpowered.
There's another hit there.
Well,
it's huge, isn't it?
It looks ridiculously big on the map. It does, yeah.
It looks like a big turd.
No, it doesn't. What kind of turds do you have? It's got orange in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I ate those oranges. There's a battle there, a samurai.
Let me see.
What?
Right, let's just get that repaired. Oh, someone did ask me to show the weapon again. I'll do that. It was Lucas, wasn't it? I'll make sure I do that, Lucas. I'll go in and show the weapons next time I go into my base.
There's TSA, it was unbubbled.
I know, but every time I got to hit this dude, some other dude gets it. Is that Laredo? Oh, you're getting it, Laredo. You fucking.
Someone else is going for TSM.
No, it is TSM.
No, isn't that's Morphe. Oh, he's dead. He's gone back to his base. The lag is terrible.
I know. I don't know if it's like that for everyone or if it's just my computer that's having issues.
Better quickly take attack.
Do you want to
What?
No, don't worry.
TSM's just like he's seen your leg.
If it's like that, then I can't even. Like, there's no way you can be able to do a base here with that kind of thing. It's that terrible. Unless I close.
Size isn't everything, Lucy. It's how you use it.
That's very true. It's very true, Lucy.
I'm not going to make any further comment on that because you totally annoy me later about it, won't you?
No, I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Alright, watch it. Give me a watch.
Oh, you just had a shockwave crash.
I know, I'm getting them a lot. Look at my fleet right now. Like, this is probably one of the worst laggy servers I've ever been. And again, I'm probably going to lose 18 holes before we even get near the channel.
I'd sit in the corner and refresh.
No, I've had to come in and out of this base a few times already because of lag. Right, what I want the Vendetta. Right, where's the Vendettas? 2 and 5 there. 1, just you better come in behind, and 3 there, and 4 you better come up there as well. Oh,
so what's the new hall? That orange one?
Silly
Looks cool.
yeah, the new hole is the one up front there, but it's not cool, is it? It's not big and it's not clever. And it's not working.
Too happy.
It's not working. That's the thing.
You stacked everything. Is that what you wanted?
I want them to stay there a minute while I send a Fury in. Which Fury was it I was sending in?
You're taking a lot of damage, Liam.
I know. It's just how I do things. See, sorry guys, I've gone so laggy. I don't even. Like, I can't even move right now. That's how laggy I am. Oh god, I didn't even press that hole. I pressed a different hole and now that hole's dead. So, cheers. Right, so let's see. I'm assuming that the purpose of this wonderful hole is to act as a tank to these. That's what I think this hole is for. So I'm going to bring it in.
Whoop whoop! It's the sound of the police.
See, you can't even do that. You can't even do anything.
What's happening? Lag.
Yeah, I'm very laggy, but I don't think I don't think the lag really makes a blind bit of difference.
TSM's got a good base. There wasn't an ambulance, it was a police van.
Yeah, TSM's changed up his base. He's improved it a great deal. He's running a guard very similar to mine as well. Only difference is that shit there. Because mine, I have 2 Vanks and 2 Gallons. Very nice TSM in terms of the base. Very nice. Liking it. Liking it a lot. But yeah, such a disappointment on this hole, guys. Such a disappointment. I'll show you the stats again. But I don't think I'm even going to hit much more with it. It's that disappointing. Like, what else can I do? Which is not very good. I proved that in this last hour. That's it. Do you know what my phone is, babe? Can you have a day out? Yeah, I don't know where I put it. See if anyone's messaged me to say, hey Liam, you Wally, it's actually good for this.
Can't even load your base. Oh wow, he died really badly, unless he's prepped you. But you've had your base prepped, I think.
Oh, okay.
For instantly?
No, well, no, I don't think I have had my base prepped. I think you'll find that was probably a fail.
I wish it was base hitting the list every day in the game. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
Be good, wouldn't it?
maybe if you'd be online a bit more. Do you know what I mean? Just kidding.
Do you want me to do this so that people aren't just staring at screen?
Sorry guys, yeah, I was just catching up on the TFC admin chat, see if the guys are pointing at any points I can't see. And interestingly, George did just say, and I feel like he's perhaps correct, is that that it could be good for attacking mega holes, like getting involved in mega hole battles. So that's I guess technically that's something that could be a thing, but I don't know. Yeah, radioactive and okay. Certainly not green-based player bases, that's for sure. Can I attack someone's mega hole? I can't, can I? I couldn't even test that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, guys. Is there something you guys... Oh, you want to see the weapons again, didn't you? Let me do that first. Is there anything I can show you guys that would benefit any of you? Because... Yeah, I can't control my fleets, Baron. It's just there's real bad lag. But even with the lag, I don't know. I don't know if... I probably would have done a lot better without the lag. But the lag is not the only issue. The hole is generally quite terrible. Yes, it has radioactive deflection, and yes, it has ballistic deflection and concussive deflection, or corrosive deflection, whatever we're saying. It has those 3. Okay, cool. But what use is that if it can't even drive into the channel anyway? Like it can't even withstand dead eyes to drive into the channel and deflect against the Vanquisher. Do you know what I mean? Okay, cool. You could put a Fury in front of that and it gets silly then, though, doesn't it? Because I don't know. I cannot sing the praises about this hole, unfortunately, guys. Sorry, it's not good. It's not good for what I'm trying to use it for. Perhaps George is right in the fact that it could be good. It could be good for mega holes, I guess. If a mega hole was running those kind of damages and you went in there with that shit, then yeah. I guess with mega holes, like, you're gonna have a turret on the mega, a module on the mega hole that's gonna be concussive, and a module that might be radioactive, and a module that might be explosive. So you could run a fleet of 5 that each have a strength against those, and say, right, I'll put this one up front when I take this part of the mega ship, and I'll put this one up front when I take this part. You know what I mean? So maybe that's the angle they're going at with this. Maybe it fills the gap by having that radioactive defense. Maybe there's a radioactive module coming from mega ships. But that's all I can see it used for. There's nothing else. Anyway, I'm going to show you the prizes, and if you guys want to see anything else, cool. If not, this stream I will end. So anyone that come in late, here is the prizes once more. I did show it at the beginning as well, so this video will go on YouTube after, and you guys can check it out from there. I don't know, yeah, I'll check out the raid badges in a minute, Lucas. So there's a special advanced guidance system. Utilizing random changes in trajectory, the advanced guidance system adds to missile range as well as providing flak evade bonus. It's a Conqueror. The tech is Reaver. The whole class is, I don't know why it says the whole class is Conqueror on it. I don't know why it says that. I don't know why it's not whole, so I don't know why they've given it whole classes, unless it's very confusing. Tier 5 weapon, it gives a total weapon weight of plus 19%, so it could be a bit heavy. Missile range plus 30%, flak evade bonus plus 50%, and it's retargetable built in, so that's cool. Let's have a look at the missile. The missile's very interesting, I thought. This revised version of the blade missile features the vulture ability, dealing critical damage to opponents with low health. Now, do you know what's interesting about this missile? Is that it could run very well on other missile hulls. It probably is more powerful than a lot of other missiles we've already had. So a lot of people that miss blades or whatnot can get this missile now. And it has a great damage. I mean, against ships 2,250. You could use that in 91s. The 91s, you could shove this on Apollos and use it in 91s. It would do really good. Do you know what I mean? Especially with that 25% chance to deal critical hits on enemies below 50% health. Now, if that below 50% health works for mega holes, then geez, we're talking big damage. The reload time's high, but with rank, we know it gets low. The accuracy of 100 is huge, and the weight's very low. So that overall, the missile's probably the best of the 3. The missile's better than the hull, in my opinion. So let's look at the hull now. Now, I know I'm slandering the hull a little bit as well, and I'm not slandering it, but I'm just saying that I don't like it as it is at the moment. And it is important to remember that it's subject to change. Like, Kixeye could just completely change this. And by the time this hull does come out, and they probably will change it, I cannot see them leaving it like this. By the time this hull does come out, it could probably be a lot better. At least be useful for something. So the Spite. Coupled together from other missile hulls, Spite offers penetrative reload, damage, flak evade, and increased critical damage. Its overload also increases ballistics, penetrative, and explosive reload rates for the duration. While the Bloodthirst increases deflection, random launch override will fire a splash missile, which slows the reload of all enemies in the splash range for a short duration. This hull is fully unreactive. Now, I'll get onto this. I'll get onto the point I was going to make there. So the tech is Reaver, the class is Conqueror, it's a tier 5, its armor points are 75k, and its max weight is 8,000 tons, which is okay, that's fine. Penetrative reload plus 100%, flak evade plus 30% built in, and penetrative damage plus 35%, and retargetable built in, so that's huge. So a stat I overlooked earlier, which I didn't think it had, is a ballistic deflection. 14,000, which is enough to deflect any ballistics in the game. in PvP, as far as I know. Anyway, I don't know about. I haven't looked at Mega Hull deflection, but the corrosive deflection of 5,000 is also enough to block any. It blocks draconian scatterguns, and it blocks basilisks as well. So that's high enough to make them non-relevant. And the radioactive deflection of plus 100,000, unless am I looking at that wrong? It just seems so high. But that again blocks everything else in the game. It doesn't have the evade handicap, but it does have the defense handicap. The fleet that I built in the game here has like 45% evade, and I'm not using, like, I could have used like agility system or something like that to get that evade probably into like the 60s or something. So evade's a possibility on this hull. That could be a point. That could be a key point on Deadeyes. Maybe even giving it some countermeasures. I don't know. Map speed 25, combat speed 24, turn speed 13. It matches the map speed of Vendaz when built. The repair duration 30 minutes, definitely subject to change on that. I would not take that with any pinch of salt. Take that with a pinch of salt. So the weapon slots is 9, armor slots 3, special slots 5, cargo 5,231,550 tons. And let's have a look at its special abilities. Oh, okay, one more please. Sorry about that. Right, let's go back to special abilities. I don't know why this, for some reason the special abilities, they're not loading. Okay. Can I go up? Yeah, so here it's unreactive, which means you cannot get a boom on this hull, which is kind of the expected norm. The Revenge Bloodthirst. So when you get up to Bloodthirst, the stacking up to 20, like it does with all the other Bloodthirst hulls. All of the hulls we have currently in the game have Bloodthirst in terms of Conqueror. It's Cold Snap immune. Okay, so Cold Snap immune. It's explosive deflection of plus 4,000. Andrew, just grab that message in TFC chat. Yes, I will do that for you, buddy. Sorry, so it's Revenge Bloodthirst gives it an additional explosive deflection of plus 4,000, which on this hull is an absolute bloody needed must. But you know, you've got to get that Bloodthirst before you can even take advantage of that. Yeah, and you know, we all know that most bases we've designed now are designed to stop that. So maybe you could run the Fury in first to get that Bloodthirst, but again, Deadeyes are going to mop this up so quick. We've seen that already. Like one volley of Deadeye took out half a ship earlier. With the overload thing on the OPs these days, I mean, really, is it even a point of considering? Missile deflection not on this hull. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, enough rambling. It seems to have a radioactive deflection plus of 0. I don't even know why waste your time writing that. Oh, great! It increases my deflection by nothing. Thanks for letting me know. So yeah, so that's a bit. I don't know. I don't get that. The increase in ballistic reload of 150%. That's an interesting stat that it gets in Bloodthirst, because you could potentially sit this ship back. You could sit it right at the back of your attacking fleet and just enjoy that increase in reload if you were to run a ballistic ship. There could be ballistic ships coming. There could be a ballistic Conqueror hull coming next. We never know that. They did say that we would get a couple in this cycle, and this is the first. So we could see a ballistic Conqueror hull, and I think we need to see it. But hey, you know what? You can run ballistics on Furies. Most people are at the moment, and they're hard to bloody stop because no one runs ballistics in defense in their base. So Furies running cannons and this in there as well, giving them a reload increase of 150%. You know, things could get serious with that. Anyway, so that's what it's picking up. That's what it's picking up in its Revenge Bloodthirst. Now, you could utilize those two stats there to run Furies with like a couple of Furies with missiles, a couple of Furies with ballistics. So yeah, you could do like some kind of crazy oddball fleet. Anyway, taking damage every 21,000 armor points. Let's just double check its armor points, guys. Its armor points are 75,000. So to really utilize this, you're going to want to buff its armor up to 84,000 plus. So you're going to want to give it an additional 9,000 armor just to get an extra overload. Now the overload affects all ships in the fleet. The duration of the overload lasts for 10 seconds, and it gives you a weapon salvo of plus 200, we all know what that is. I mean, Grimshine Berserker, for anyone that's seen what happens when that overloads, you know, all of a sudden you just fire out 50 shells as opposed to 5 kind of thing, but not quite that excessive. You know what I mean? Random launch overdrive. So this is what it says in the description. It launches a... It says in the description. It launches a random missile. So when it takes that 21,000 damage, it will launch this missile. This missile that has a splash of 40, a range of 97, and it does a damage of 4,140. So if all 5 ships were stacked, say you had 5 of these and they were stacked, which you'd be crazy, but if you did, then 5 of these would launch, which 5 4s, you know, so we're talking 20k. So, you know, we're talking 20k of damage. Reload of 4 seconds. I'm not sure why that's relevant. I don't know if that means that in the overload effect it will last for 10 seconds and you will get 2 reloads of 4 seconds. Is that what they mean? Maybe they do. So maybe you'll get 2 volleys of this off in the 10-second overload duration. The accuracy is 100, and it reduced reload effect. This is the interesting stat because it has a minus 15%. So that missile will launch, land, hit a splash of 2 land squares, and any of your guard ships in that will take a reduction in their reload by 50%. So that could be interesting, although I don't see this fleet living long enough for that to even be a thing from what we've just seen. So it's kind of pointless. So guys, is there anything you want me to show you? Is there anything else you would like to discuss? Because I'm probably going to jump out and go and get some food, if that's cool. And again, you know, appreciate everyone for coming out for the stream tonight. I know it's not been a very long stream, but there's not a lot to this haul, to be honest. There's not really a need for it to be a long stream, in my opinion. You know, I could be completely wrong about this haul, and if so, I do apologise for misinforming you. I can only give my view as a player, or at least how it strikes to me as a player, and I'm not always right. So if anyone does figure out some great ideas with this haul, then I'd love to hear about it. That's for sure. I would love to hear about that. You'd like to see the special getting down? Well, screenshots of the weapons and the stats and whatnot will be posted in TFC, as well as a playback of this stream. Once your stream ends, it goes to YouTube, and that will also be posted. So you can always look again as well. Okay, you're not meant to be getting shots, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, no worries. So okay, guys. Well, listen. It's been a great night. It's been great to see you all in for all of you that come out and watch the stream, and stay tuned for tomorrow's stream. Perhaps there'll be a little bit more entertainment in tomorrow's stream because you'll be able to see the raid targets and what changes Kixeye have. Yeah, I will get the whole for the collection too, Baron. I will. Yeah. So sorry. So as I say, tomorrow it will be interesting to see what changes Kixeye have made to the raid, or at least their early ideas on the changes. Of course.